So the big question that's going on right now is LaMelo Ball eligible for the NCAA? Now, we already know the story. Lavar pulled him from high school, went to Lithuania,
Why?
the stop at JBA. Now he's back at Spire Institute to finish his senior season. Wow, like that's a lot to unpack. This is not a normal path for an American basketball player to take if you're trying to go pro. But I must say, he's gotten so much better during this time period, and that's exactly what Lavar wanted. Like he like, how can he fast track his development? Have him play against grown ass men, and that's what he did for 2 years in Lithuania, and now in the JBA. And I watched every single game, every JBA International Tour, the USA.
Games.
Like, this kid is very good.
I'm not denying his talent.
This kid is
why is he
very good?
Why is he? Explain to me why he's in Lithuania, except to get better.
That reason only, to get better.
And yeah,
like he to get better. Like, you have to think, this kid coming out is the most experienced high school player.
But aren't high school players allowed to come out again?
Like, no, high school. The NBA G League reached an agreement offering top prospects 18 years old. This is called the LaMelo Ball rule. Came in effect 3 months ago. They're offering 18-year-old prospects $125K for a season, so a team can get rights to him, and then it's a beeline to the NBA next season. Because you're not allowed to go from high school to the NBA. So the NBA was like, why are we allowing all these players to go to college when we can just have them go to the G League and offer them money since they're getting paid in college anyways? So that's basically they created that to compete with the payment of college.
But isn't the NCAA just so much bigger?
It's bigger, but also a team would have rights to you in the G League, and then you're already on that team next season.
And like, who would you say is better at developing all these players? Like,
it's tough to say.
The NCAA D1 league, you're playing against a large pool of players.
It's tough to say in a one and done era when you come in. And the coaches are like, it's your time.
And I would argue that, like, in the NCAA, where all these players aren't getting paid, like, just the level of natural competition that you're going up against. Like you're playing, teams. It's kind of like a high school type vibe, where everyone's, you have your own, units and shit.
Right.
Like, if these guys are getting paid, like, you're gonna get a lot of half-hearted games.
Not necessarily. If these guys are getting paid, it's their livelihoods. Guys have families. Fucking guys have kids nowadays so young. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get cut. You can't get cut in college.
So the G League's
You'll get benched in college. You're not going to get cut. You know what I mean?
I think the 1 year rule's, is all right.
That's not bad.
Like, it's not bad, but, right.
But to me, the main thing...
But there are certain players, that are good enough to come out of high school.
Right.
Go straight to the NBA.
And they've had that rule before, but why not bring it back? I think LaMelo, he's one of those players who's good enough to be in the league right now. Same as Zion Williamson. He's shooting like 80%. But to me, the main thing is he's had visits with Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State, Michigan, and Kansas. Those who he plans to visit. He's actually visited with just Kentucky and Michigan. But why would he be visiting if he's not eligible?
But wouldn't it, if the goal was to get him in the NBA, why send him to Lithuania when he could have just done what that Barrett guy did?
What Lonzo did, the traditional route. Right. High school to college.
It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that Jello fucked up and messed up his NCAA, his college eligibility. So he goes to Lithuania with LaMelo, and the combined exposure, like I've seen LaMelo on ESPN. I've seen both of them on ESPN. So it's
that's the reason why
does that have anything to do with why LaMelo even came out of high school to go Lithuania to play with Jello?
That's exactly why he left high school, because Jello fucked up. And Lavar, he didn't want to send just one boy all the way out to Lithuania by himself. So he figured he'd pull LaMelo out
and then bring him back
and not pay LaMelo while being on the professional team. So he's just getting experience. So now when he's coming out, now when he's in high school, if you look at his numbers he's putting up for Spire.
So now he's eligible to play.
Yes.
If there's no complications.
Not necessarily. The NCAA haven't looked into his case yet. But
how are they going to get tax forms from Lithuania?
The loophole is LaMelo was never paid. You know what I mean?
But you have to prove that. I'm sure.
Yes, that's the thing they have to look into. They have to prove that LaMelo was not paid. And if they can prove that, he's going to be on a campus
How do they
next
prove
season.
it? How do they even prove it? Like,
Money.
Like
Tax
Lavar
returns.
has money. It's not like they're going to be over there eating ramen noodles and.
No, I'm just saying that's the loophole. The NCAA says paid professionals, and since he was never paid.
But Jello could get money, right?
But we've seen examples of this.
Because he couldn't go to college anyways.
Rui Hachimura for Gonzaga He played for the Japan national team when he was 16. That's a pro league.
Yeah, but I'm
now
pretty
he's
sure
in
the
college.
national team doesn't pay.
But it's same thing. You're playing against pro
that's
players.
Like a guaranteed thing.
But you're playing against pro players. So that's the thing.
Olympics are like a different category than like you know what I'm saying.
Right. But to me, breaking down LaMelo's game, I'm going to say it right now. He's going to be a James Harden type guard in terms of the stats he produces. This dude is going to be legit. If he plays college, expect him to put up monster numbers how Trae Young did. He's going to he's going to average like 28 points a game, 11 assists.
Do you think the team even matters where he goes?
I do. I do think it matters. I think if he goes to a team like Duke, or especially a team like Duke, it's more of a system, and you're seeing that with R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson.
Where did Trae Young play at?
Oklahoma.
So what about like if LaMelo gets to like a Michigan?
That's why I'm so hyped about if he goes to Michigan.
A coach who'd really like, all right, let's see what this guy can do.
I've met John
for
Beilein.
1 year. Yeah, I know.
I've been to one of his practices, and like, this coach knows what he's doing. This is a perfect coach, a perfect atmosphere. If you want to, it just brings hype. I'm telling you. Why go to Duke or Kentucky? Like, remember how big the Fab Five was? Remember how much hype and the atmosphere around the Fab Five in Michigan? The buzz would be back in Michigan if LaMelo Ball chooses to come to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. I'm telling you, this kid is going to be...
I think it'd be sweet. Like from what I've seen, as a talent, he has all the tools. He has all the tools to be an all-star in the NBA.
Oh, he's better than some players right now, easily. He could play in the NBA today.
I think you're right because of the fact that his shooting is off the charts.
And I want to talk about his improvement we've seen.
Well, his main improvement is that, like, he just got taller. Like,
not even
so
that.
everything he used to be able to do is just enhanced now because he's taller.
But his mental game is ridiculous.
But we knew that was going to come. Like, he has.
But it came so much faster by playing against older guys, playing against the Chris Jeffries of the world.
I'm sure he works out with Lonzo in the offseason all the time and shit.
Lonzo's gotten better too.
So and now like he's going to find his way into Laker practices somehow.
Oh yeah,
he'll find his way in there.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude.
So soon LeBron will be giving this kid pointers and shit.
Probably already is. If you watch LaMelo's demeanor on the floor, it's like almost like he's not even trying. People say like, is this dude even trying?
He's just in control of the game, like a superstar. He's out there. He's looking around, doing exactly what he should be doing.
Listen, he looks like
he's making sure everybody's in the right position.
ESPN even has reports that LaMelo Ball, in 2018, this day and age, he's the biggest high school player since LeBron James. Maybe even bigger in terms of the reach, since he's played in every country in the JBA. Social media has a huge impact.
Right, but I feel like he can be the biggest sense, but I wouldn't say he's bigger than James, because James was like a global thing without even going out of the country.
Right.
Like LeBron never left, and he was fucking just, the chosen one. Like,
right.
And he came right in, and he delivered right away.
Yeah.
His first game at
we've
Sacramento.
seen guys like this though.
Yeah.
Durant 1 year at Texas, right. and now look at Durant. Like, I think he could be one of those MVP type players in the future. I would bet money on LaMelo Ball being that good. Like, his improvement we've seen from high school. Like, he used to be a chucker. People, all of the mixtapes on YouTube, you see the half court shots and all of the streaky 3-point shooting. Yeah. Now it's like he can go get 17 assists on you. He can get 14 rebounds like Westbrook. He's not done growing. He went from 6'3" in Lithuania to what we're talking about when he was 15 to now he's listed at 6'7". I bet he's
6'6".
I bet he's like 6'6", but he's
6'5",
listed
6'6".
at 6'7". Like, this dude's gonna continue to grow his game. Like, comparing him to Cole Anthony, I was telling you earlier. I showed you that mixtape. It's light years, the skill level.
He has an all-around game.
Like, the skill level comparing LaMelo to Cole Anthony, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, let me know down below in the comments. Is LaMelo Ball eligible for the NCAA?
We'll probably have a part 2 to this at some point.
Which college do you think he will land at? And if not, Is he going to go to the G League? Is that an option, or does he sit out a year and continue to train with Lavar and get ready for the NBA
court.
draft?
I'm tired of all this nonsense. Just get on the court.
What's going to happen? All right, guys. Peace.